When does 300 equal 700? It equals that when it's Rentech. I'm here with the IPO Desktop President, Francis Gaskins. So Francis, we have Rentech, a company that's worth a little over $300 million. It's spinning off Rentech Nitrogen, but by the two companies, if you compare the two, now you have two companies and they're saying it's worth $700 million. So how do we get to that kind of math?
Well, these are very imaginative investment bankers they have working on the deal. They've created value out of almost nothing. Rentech was kind of plugging along at a $330 million market cap with a $40 million net worth. And voila, what they're doing now is creating additional $775 million net worth, giving $240 million back to the parent in cash. And the parent will have $460 million in limited partnerships. Well, the reason they can do that is they're projecting income to the limited partnership investors. And for the 12 months ended June 30th, 2011, the pro forma would have been a 7.7% return, and the next year going to over an 11% return. And that's based on assumptions that may or may not be true. But the reason they're able to do that is they're two well-known companies in the nitrogen fertilizer business, CVR Partners, which is UAN, that went public last April, I think. And that one is paying at the current rate of 8.9% for the June quarter. And Terra Nitrogen, which is a bigger company in the same business, has a $3.2 billion market cap, and they're paying a little bit over 9%. I think Rentech is a little bit too rich for the company, and it's a little bit too good for the investment bankers. So if I were looking at these limited partnerships, I'd be inclined to buy, if you want to participate in that, CVR Partners, because the Rentech deal, as I said, is a little bit too rich.
Then we have an oil trust out of Austin called Enduro, and it's got a pretty high yield, but you're not quite sure about this one, right?
Well, no, this is kind of what I call an arbitrage. The people running it have been around in the oil acquisition business for a long time. They bought properties from ConocoPhillips, which has a market cap of $101 billion, and also from Denbury Resources, which has a market cap of $6.7 billion. So what they're really doing is buying. They've been buying those properties, and then they're repackaging them and selling them to the public with a projected return of 6.75%. They tried to go public the first part of August, and at that time, their projected rate of return was 7.1%, not 6.75%. And the reason was their future projections assumed the oil was at $100 a barrel. These current projections, assume oil is at about $89 a barrel. So I would stay away from that one. I don't think it's going to go up in the aftermarket. And if you want return again, I would look at CVR Partners or Terra Nitrogen.